everybody, and welcome back to Allison Bakes Your Day. This week I am baking my friend Ariel's day. Her favorite flavors that she gave me. Again, we have floral or herbal. She said rose or lavender or things like rosemary or tarragon, things like that. So I got some lovely rose water for cooking and baking. Today's a special day for me because I'm going to make up this recipe completely from scratch. We are going to make a pistachio cake with a strawberry syrup topped with a rose buttercream. So I'm going to make a tray bake, which is basically just a square or rectangular cake topped with something, decorated nicely, and then cut into even squares so it's bite-sized like a tray. There it is. That's what it is. Let's do it! I have the oven preheating to 350. I have greased and lined my baking tin. So we are all prepped and ready to go. First things first, we're going to cream the butter. Now I'm gonna add my sugar. Whip this together. Whip it real good. Whip it together. Whether you like it or not. Whip. Gonna scrape it down, gonna get it back in the center of the bowl and drop stuff on the counter, cause that's what I do. Come here, spoon rest. Join the party. Thanks. Now we'll add the eggs one at a time. Wait, I forget to close my cabinets. Back to the eggs. 2 and 3. Oh, that had a double yolk in it. Hold on. Look at that. 2 little yolks. What a special cake this is. Now I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of pistachio extract and plain stuff, as usual. We've got flour, ground pistachios, so pistachio flour that I made, and some baking powder in here. Now I got pistachios that were lightly salted, so we're not gonna add any salt to the recipe because we already have a little bit of salt in with the pistachios. Fold in our flour a little bit at a time. Oh, back to the swoosh and chop. Swoosh, chop. Swoosh, chop, swoosh, chop. It's important to fold your flour into cake recipes because if you overwork the flour, it'll develop the gluten like you're making bread, and then your cake will be chewy. Gross. Nobody likes chewy cake. I mean, somebody likes chewy cake, but I don't want to be friends with that person. Do you? Rest of our flour. I might add a little bit of milk into this, because it is looking a little thick. I just want to make sure it's nice and smooth. Maybe not. Maybe that looks great. We had a double yolk. I'm gonna add a splash. Just a splash. There we go. Loosen it up just a tad. Makes it a little creamier. So I made this recipe up on the spot. Just was like, I'm gonna make a pistachio cake. Didn't look it up. Didn't try to find any recipes. Just winging it based on my cake knowledge from doing this show. I forgot what I was gonna say. I was like, series, project, challenge, all correct, all valid. Now I ground up some extra pistachios, not too finely, just to give some extra crunch in the cake, because texture makes things interesting. Gonna get some crunchy bits in our cake. Yummy yums. If you want it to be vibrant and green, like we picture pistachios being, you can add some gel food coloring at this stage if you want. I like to use food coloring. We'll put this into our prepared baking tin, baking pan, whatever you want to call it. I bought a new gadget. A palette knife! Ah! It's gonna be a game changer. You ever seen anybody get that excited over a palette knife before? Now I'm gonna use the palette knife to spread it evenly in the pan. No more trying to make it work with a spatula and a wish and a prayer. We're just gonna use the right tools. It's the little things that make life worth it. This is the most level cake I've ever made. Don't worry, palette knife, we have more things for you to do today. I'm not done with you yet. My gut's telling me this is gonna take 30 to 35 minutes. but I'm gonna do 25 minutes to start and test it just to be on the safe side. In the oven it goes. I have strawberry syrup going on the stove here. Just strawberry puree, sugar, and water. It's the same as when I made the raspberry syrup for the raspberry vodka, but we just replaced the raspberries with strawberries because that's how baking works. I also added a little dash of the rose water to make the strawberry syrup a rose and strawberry syrup. Once it's done cooking and it's thickened, I'm gonna taste it and see if I can taste the rose, and if not, I'm gonna add a tiny little bit more. You always wanna start in small increments with rose because it could be overpowering. We want it to taste light and floral, not like soap. I mean, unless you're into soap, like eating it. I mean, if that's your thing, like that's fine. No judgment here, but like, don't eat soap. Cake is ready. We are letting it cool in the tin for 10 minutes. It looks amazing. It smells amazing. Very proud of myself. I just, bing. Let's move on to our buttercream. Bloop. We're just gonna whip our butter, softened butter. We're gonna whip it a little bit before we add our sugar. Just getting it nice and creamy. I'm gonna add a little bit of our powdered sugar in and whip the hell out of it. A little bit more sugar. Scrape down these sides. I'm wary to add all the sugar because I don't want it to be too heavy or too sweet. It's the standard ratio. It's just twice as much sugar as butter, but sometimes it's too sweet, right? Right. I'm going to add just 1/8 of a teaspoon of our rose water. We want it to taste light and floral, not like soap. This is buttercream, not body butter. Okay, okay. And another spoon. Light. Add a touch more. Ooh. It's a good rose flavor. I feel like I want it to be just a tiny bit stronger, but I'm scared. We got this. Just a splash more. Just a tiny bit more. Ooh. Moment of truth. Okay. That's good. I can taste the rose. It's present, but it doesn't remind me of bubble bath. Yum! Remember when I talked about I don't like to use food coloring? Well, I had some beets in the fridge, so this is a little bit of beet juice, which, you know, sounds weird, but this is good for coloring things without imparting too much flavor. Beets have natural sugars that add to sweetness and stuff. So I'm just gonna put a little splash in and see if we can get a pretty pink color. Okay, good. I don't taste any of the beet. I'm gonna add all of this. Hopefully get a nice pale pink rose color. Oh, it's pretty. It's working. Aha! Lovely rose flavor. Not overly sweet. I'm not gonna add the rest of the powdered sugar because I think it would be too sweet if I did. Executive decision. I'll measure that. I'll figure out what I've used. I pause on that, man. I'm getting tired. We're gonna come back to it in a second, but Jiminy Cricket. While it's still warm, get this strawberry rose syrup so that it can seep into the cake a little bit. Now we'll set this off to the side to keep cooling now that that strawberry rose syrup is on it to seep in and cool down with it. See you when it's ready. When it's ready. It's gonna be drunk every week. I'll see you when it's ready. Strawberry rose. Pistachio. I transferred it to my stand mixer and actually switched to the paddle attachment. 3/8 of a teaspoon is what I ended up using for the rose, and it is divine. Silky, smooth, good rose flavor. We are going to add our buttercream onto the top of our cake here now that it's cooled off. Part of me really wants to do another layer of strawberry syrup. I think I'm going to. I just want to. Another layer of the strawberry rose syrup. Amazing. Plop this buttercream on the middle here. And then we're going to use our palette knife to spread it out. Look at that. The way it was intended. I get a nice even layer of buttercream. Trying to get it nice and even. Every time I try to flatten it out, I just end up pushing some off the edge. Ooh. Just living on the edge over here. Trim a little bit off the edges. So we get nice, even squares. Oh, buttercream down. Let's lift this way. Away from the, oh, still didn't work. Okay. Oh, put this right here. Where am I? Who am I? Haha. I'm going to measure it. Well, I got it to 6.5 inches. Perfectly both ways. It's a perfect little square. Maybe the centimeters would work out better. Ooh, let's try. Where are we at? Flip it over. Approximately exactly, wow. Oh, good, my brain. This says we're about 15 centimeters. Perfect. 5 centimeters each. I'm gonna taste this. Oh, forget about it. I'm a genius. Wowie, wowie, wowie. Now that I know how many I have, I'm going to slice some strawberry to add a little decoration on top. Look at how cute they are. So I just decided to be simple and put just a little slice of strawberry on top, but I think it makes them look really cute, really nice, very uniform. So thank you so much for joining me for Allison Bakes Your Day. I hope I baked your day. Let's see if I baked Ariel's day. We're about to find out.
Hi, I'm Ariel, and this is Allison's original tray bake that she made from me. There you go. That was so good. Oh my god. See a little rose in that? That's where you get me right here. Oh my god, that's so good. Thank you so much.